I would like to talk about intuitives versus sensors. And I've got just a very few notes. I'm not very well prepared for this, as intuitives often do things from the seat of their pants. They don't really plan steps. I'm going to make a statement. I actually believe that the ability to be intuitive is a step forward in the evolutionary process of human beings. I believe that being intuitive is much more valued now in the 21st century and centuries to come, that being intuitive is going to be a much more valuable asset. Uh, in the past, sensors still are the preferred type, especially sensing feelers are probably the preferred type and the most popular type of people. And but as time goes on, I believe being intuitive is going to be more and more valuable. Uh, 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, if Bill Gates or Steve Jobs were born in that time period when your five senses and knowing how to do things from experience, uh, being able to work in a linear fashion, go through steps to get something done. Now, that would have been much more uh, valuable to society hundreds of years ago, when basically most people worked off the land, they had skills, and your value uh, to society was based on your ability to do these hands-on things and have skills. Now, today, slowly, I believe that people like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and many people that work in fields that you have to be able to take abstract theories in your mind and to be forward thinking and to be able to ask the question, what can I do? What can we create? How can we make this world a better place? And how can things that don't seem to make sense to the five senses, uh, but if you put them together in your mind and build these concepts, that actually you can uh, you can move human beings along and make the world a better place through what you can imagine and what you can build on these imaginations. And these are not things that you can do with your five senses and just looking around to see what's around you right now. These aren't things that you can necessarily do from your past experiences. These are things that dreamers do, people that can dream, that can see the big picture. As an intuitive, and I only speak for myself and from what I've read from other intuitives, and I'm very intuitive, um, when I hear a news story on CNN, Fox, MSNBC, whatever, I almost always see everything. I try to see it. I just naturally see it from a world perspective. You've got to put it in perspective of the world. There's always a disaster somewhere in the world. And what may seem like the whole world to one person is only an event that they just pass by to someone on the other side of the world often. Uh, I noticed that a lot of my friends are they think and they concentrate on one narrow focus. Their priorities are all in one narrow area. Uh, and me being from the rural South, some of the areas that are very important to people are being very conservative, being very evangelical type of religious issues, gun control. And when I see my friends post on, say, Facebook, they may get one subject, such as gun control, and they will hammer that away day after day, posting things. And another person may be something about a certain area of religion that they pound at day after day. And I respect their views and things, but to me, my posts are often of world hunger, just as an example, or trying to make the world a better place, or working together, all nations working together. when I post things, it's often something about that encompasses the entire world, not just my region, my country, my county, the area that I live in. My main focus is big. It's very big, and I'm not demeaning other people. I think many intuitives want to see the big picture first and then put things together, put the details together later. But if they can understand the theory and the concept, then they can build upon that. Where sensors often put small things together, they're very practical, and they like doing things in steps, and they're very detail oriented, while often missing the big picture, in my opinion. As I started this out saying, I do believe being intuitive is something that I may be wrong. It may be just something that is valued more now than it was in the past. But I actually believe that evolution has, with human beings, has made our mind where it is able to be intuitive and to have abstract theories, things that I don't believe that simple primates can do, or not very well. I don't know if early humans could do as well as we can. If they could do as well as we can now, it was not valued, so we probably would never hear about it. But the fact that they built pyramids and had all kinds of art and philosophy and science hundreds of years ago means that that trait was there. Being intuitive was there hundreds and probably thousands of years ago. But only today is it really valued. And I've got a small, just messy notes. I've really not studied this. I'm just speaking from the gut mainly, and this is only my opinion. But when I see sensors, and I don't mean this offensively, I'm just being honest. You know, if I'm not honest, you don't learn anything from listening to an intuitive person. But sensors have a small worldview, a very focused view, in my opinion. Not all of them, but many. And where intuitives, I think, have a lot bigger worldview, and they approach things from a totally different way. Now, saying all that, I listen to a lot of audiobooks. And guess what I listen to? I listen to books about spies, espionage, whatever, assassins. And the people, the guys that I listen to, or gals, they're mostly censors. So I guess that I'm attracted to the spy that can be put in danger, that can hands-on and think in the moment, because I do not. That's a weakness of mine. So I'm attracted to listening to books about censors that have strengths in areas that I don't. So this video is not meant to trivialize being a censor. I admire censors. I wish I could take on more of their traits. I'm not totally devoid of my sensory abilities. You know, I can mechanic pretty good and construct things pretty well, but I'm not as strong as some people. So I'm kind of jealous in many times of how well censors can do day-to-day things, while I'm doing them mostly in my head, theory-wise. I put the world together in my head and then build everything in my head, as opposed to doing it hands-on. And so I'm less coordinated a lot of times at hands-on things, at sensors that it comes natural to. Now, I was good at sports and things, but it was mostly sports that required physical ability, not so much coordination, because, like I said, I'm intuitive, and most of my mind work goes on inside. So I hope that I haven't offended anyone. I've spoke truly, and this was off the hip, so I may have messed something up, but that's just my basic feelings about intuitives versus sensors, shooting from the hip. So thanks. As an added bonus, you get to see artwork from my youngest daughter. See that? She is definitely going to be an NFP or J, not sure. She's definitely going to be, she's got a really big imagination, so. Isn't that cute? She sent them today.